There is a truth that most people never fully accept. It is not a secret. It is not hidden in a book or locked behind a paywall. It is visible in every great life ever lived, in every lasting achievement ever built, in every person who reached something real and kept it. The truth is this: results do not come from what you do once. They come from what you do consistently, day after day, even when no one is watching. Even when nothing seems to be moving, even when you feel like stopping. This is the law of consistent effort. And if you understand it deeply, not just intellectually, but in your bones, it will change how you approach everything. Most people understand effort. They work hard when they are motivated. They push when they feel inspired. They give everything when the moment feels electric. But then the feeling fades. The motivation drops. The inspiration disappears. And they stop. They tell themselves they will start again when they feel ready. When conditions improve. When life calms down. But that moment rarely comes the way they imagine. And so they stay stuck. Not because they lack talent, not because they lack intelligence, not because the world is unfair, but because they have confused occasional bursts of effort with the steady, quiet, relentless discipline that actually builds something lasting. You have to understand what consistent effort really means. It does not mean working yourself into exhaustion every single day. It does not mean ignoring rest or burning yourself out in the name of productivity. What it means is showing up, returning to the work, honoring the commitment you made to yourself, even when your emotions say otherwise, even when the results feel distant, even when the progress is invisible. Especially then, because that is when the real building happens. That is when character is formed. That is when the person you are becoming is being shaped in ways you cannot yet see. Think about water and stone. A single wave crashing against a rock does nothing noticeable. But water that returns to the same stone again and again over time, it carves canyons. It reshapes mountains. The water does not get tired of returning. It does not check whether the stone is impressed. It simply comes back. This is the image you need to hold in your mind when you think about your own effort. You are the water. Your goals, your craft, your relationships, your growth, these are the stone. One day of effort does nothing dramatic. 1 week may feel invisible. 1 month may seem small. But 1 year of consistent effort, 5 years, 10, that reshapes everything. The people you admire most, the ones who seem to have something you cannot quite name, a groundedness, a mastery, a calm confidence. They did not arrive there through one dramatic event. They arrived through thousands of quiet, unglamorous days of returning to the work, of choosing the small action over the comfortable excuse, of doing the thing when it was hard and boring and uncertain. You will not read about those days in anyone's highlight reel, but those days are the entire story. Every skill you want to build requires you to sit with it repeatedly, to fail with it repeatedly, to grow through it slowly, and to trust the process even when the process feels like it is not working. Every relationship you want to deepen requires your consistent presence, your consistent care, your consistent attention. Every version of yourself you want to become requires the consistent daily practice of thinking, choosing, and behaving like that person. Before you feel like that person, before the evidence confirms it, before anyone else can see it. This is where most people quit. This is the gap between those who succeed and those who don't. Not talent, not luck, not resources. Consistency. the willingness to keep returning, the discipline to keep showing up, the patience to trust that the compounding is happening even when you cannot feel it yet. Here is what no one tells you about consistency. It gets easier, but not in the way you expect. The work itself does not always get easier. The challenges change form. New obstacles appear. But you get stronger. Your resistance to discomfort grows. Your tolerance for uncertainty expands. The internal voice that used to say stop becomes quieter. And a new voice, calm, steady, sure, begins to speak louder. That voice says, keep going. That voice is not born in one moment of courage. It is built through 10,000 small moments of choosing effort over avoidance. You build it every morning you wake up and do what you said you would do. You build it every evening you review the day honestly and decide to do better tomorrow. You build it every time you face the temptation to quit and you say, not today. Not today. One more day. Consistent effort is not dramatic. That is exactly why most people underestimate it. The world celebrates the grand moment, the win, the breakthrough, the overnight success. But behind every one of those moments is a long, quiet road that nobody filmed. A road walked in ordinary shoes, on ordinary days, with nothing but a clear intention and the decision to keep moving. You are on that road right now. Maybe you do not feel it. Maybe the results are not visible yet. Maybe people around you do not see what you are building. That does not matter. What matters is that you see it. What matters is that you understand. Every single day that you show up, you are adding to something that will eventually become undeniable. You are building a life that is not dependent on inspiration, not fragile in the face of setbacks, not defeated by a single bad week. You are building something that lasts. And it begins, it always begins, with returning to the work one more time.